Welcome to Tran Plays M.A.S.S Builder. The last time I played this was about September 18th, 2019. Today's date is now September 18th, 2021. Let's see what this game is like after 2 years of development. Humanity lived in a prosperous century with technology beyond space and time. If not for the sudden appearance of unidentified void beasts, that was what mankind would have been. War for mankind's survival erupted throughout the globe, turning landscapes and settlements into battlefields. The human race was forced to evacuate into shelters and reinvent its technological marvels into new armaments of war, mass technology. Alright, this opening sequence is still really fast, and it needs a lot of localization. Chapter 1, Uprising. This is the beginning of your fight against the threat to humanity. You arrived at a building, quite small by the standards of private military company headquarters you've seen in other shelters, but this is where you'll be for the future. It's your own PMC that your friend proposed you create with their funding, a proposal you can never decline. At least, that is what you wanted. Taking a step inside, you navigated through small hallways into a large room. A woman was waiting for you with her determined smile. Hello, Commander. Welcome back. Looks nothing like when we started the construction, right? Can't believe Elanir paid for all these advanced techs. How was the trip back here from Shelter 1? Oh, you're standing here should mean nothing went wrong, fortunately. As you can see, almost everything is 100% operational and ready for deployment. Even the catapult. What's left is testing our new M.A.S.S. Oh, another important thing that we need to do is think of a good name for our private military company. Well, it is a requirement as I need to turn in documents for the founding of this PMC to the WDF. Please tell me you did not forget to think of one. I've been postponing it for a while now. Mech Marauders. Marauders. That has a nice ring to it. Okay, I'll be scanning all these documents for the WDF. They've been hounding me for a while now. For now, please follow me to the mission briefing room. Quinn is doing the final tuning on your control system as she wanted you for the final test. Brandon said that as she moved towards the briefing room. That's where she set up her office in this small building. You leisurely followed her through a short hallway, reaching a room with a large monitor on one side, showing a large digital map of the world. An elevated platform with desks full of documents sit on the other side. You look around and notice a childlike person clicking away at a large panel of keys right beside a complex machine resembling a seat. It seems she had noticed your presence as her hand slowed down to a stop. She turned towards you. Hello, Commander. I've just finished tuning the new control systems. You're just in time. What's left is to test out in the combat simulator before it's ready for any missions. I've input all the data to simulate our M.A.S.S frame already, so what your control would just be like the real thing. I want to collect every kind of data, be it efficiency, speed, durability, anything to make sure this thing works correctly. As well as your data, Commander, you need to get familiar with its controls. Right. I've finished scanning all the papers for the WDF as well. I'll be your operator in this simple exercise, Commander. Commander, if you may, please take a seat in that pilot simulation system. Reno will be your operator, and I'll monitor everything. I've stripped down my robot so you can kind of see what it looks like without any armor.
Mission start.
Okay, let's start by testing the M.A.S.S controls system. Go on, follow the instructions on your screen. WASD to move, Z to reset camera view, space to jump to higher ground. Shift to use booster, space to hold and increase height. Good. We'll test our melee weapons in next training. Use your weapon to destroy all the training decoys in front of you. You've got more training decoys on both sides this time. Use your ranged weapons to shoot them down. Alright, Commander, here's the final part of this training. Please use everything you've learned to destroy the decoys.
Mission you clear.
Okay, you're good. Training will end now. Offline from the battle simulator and come check the training results. How is it, Commander? Our control system's in the M.A.S.S frame. It's good, right? Gwyn modified it herself. I can't wait to see it used in the real thing. Test results came out quite good, but now I'll need to adjust them accordingly and transfer all data into the system we got. Well, I'll continue with my work. Thank you for your cooperation, both of you. Oh, right, Commander. I'll head back to my room first, but you should come and visit it. I'd like your input on the development directions we're taking. Also, Walt and Uncle Kale came in to check on the final test. They said you should check something out with them as well, so don't forget to visit them. You walked into the same small room like you did a few hours ago. Gwyn is moving her hands non-stop, even faster than before. You caught her smiling a bit, but noticing you came around, her face turned stoic as she always had. Is she trying to hide her excitement? Welcome, Commander! I see you've been listening to my request. Personally, I think we could improve in some parts. You already know this, but I can help you develop new technologies for your M.A.S.S here in this place. New technologies will help improve a M.A.S.S performance, and will help you in your missions. There are 3 types of technologies I can research and develop here: engines, OS, and architects. Each has their own benefits and focus on an aspect of combat you like, but I suggest you try to get them all developed together so we can be prepared for any situation. After I finish, their plans will be given to our engineers, and they'll make it for you, and you can have Uncle Kale help you tune your M.A.S.S at any time. I've brought up the development tree for you here, so take a look at the nodes and see if any interest you. The mouse wheel, I feel like it's inverted, so this is me wheeling towards the monitor, and this is me wheeling towards me. If I hold right click, I can drag around, and I want to find, let's see here. It's fine, we'll just start with this. I don't even have the resources. So if on the bottom left it says development require 3 verse steel, I have 0, and 1 mixed composition. Anytime you see that little pyramid in the game, that represents materials. Anytime you see those triple layer papers or whatever below that, like next to mixed composition, that means quark data. I can't afford anything right now. I'm not really surprised. Yeah, I don't really have any resources. You don't get resources for doing the training mission. But we'll go to frames real quick. And we're gonna reset the data. This because I deliberately stripped down just to show you the difference. So this is the default look. It'll be totally orange and some basic armor. Now let's go talk to the armor dude. As you enter a large room near the hangar, you were greeted with the smell of fumes and paint. This is where your armorer picks his office, with all the differing designs of metal and chemical works laying around. The young man, yelling something happily to himself, turns towards you, smiling. Yo, Commander! Did you have fun in that simulator? I had Kindola make the simulated M.A.S.S look and work exactly like this one. Well, after all that though, did you like the designs of it? This is standard M.A.S.S we got for you. If you don't, you can always come and tell us armorers over here about it, and we'll refit the M.A.S.S to your likes. That's all for me. Please do not hesitate to come here and ask us to refit the M.A.S.S. Alright, so this game is, I think the bulk of it is actually in the modifying, but I think as far as YouTube goes, the bulk of it will probably be in the action part. So the action is not robust. It's pretty much, we'll say it's less robust than Dynasty Warriors. Alright, so we can do random armors and such, but so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select random armors for now, and we'll just randomize our gear. There we go. We can also strip down, which is what unequip is. We don't have any accessories. We're going to go ahead and paint real quick. We're just going to do replace style. So what this is any of these colors, for example, this dark orange metal, all the dark orange metal that he has, if I click replace, so replacing all dark orange metal with any color. So we'll make, for example, dark brown metal. There we go. Now we can, obviously, we can go in much more detail. So for example, so this is what, this assemble, paint, and decal. With assemble, you would select this armor and then you pick anything you want. Things that are heavy, like the Titan face, that's heavier than the Vanguard face. So the Titan face is 0.31 tons. The more tons you have, the slower you will be, but the heavier your hits will be. So it is something to think about. We're gonna leave all that stuff alone because we've just randomized our gear, just for the looks. And as we get more research and blueprints and stuff, we'll be able to build more parts for our mech. So pretty much all of it is going to be just cosmetic. Now there may be some certain... Let's see if I can find anything. Probably not in the armor section. I'm looking right here for any mods. Okay, here's something. It doesn't tell me what that is, but they also appear to have that, so that doesn't matter. I'm trying to find anything that is... Okay, here we go. Okay, so this Titan face, if I look over here, you notice that there's no glow. And if I look over here, there's no perk or mod or whatever. But if I click one of these, now there is a glow, and there is this icon. I'm clicking it, nothing happens. I hover and leave the mouse alone. Here we go. Nothing, no tooltip. So this just tells you what actual effects the game has other than the weight. This will be important when we look at the weapons. So we're going to cancel, and we'll just... So this will be our mech for level 2. You arrived into a large space, gazing up on the large mass in front of you. You heard a loud footstep behind you, but before you could turn, a large hand had already smacked on your back. If not for your protective gear, that would hurt a lot.
Oi, lad. You go out there and perform like you did in the simulator, we'll sure have it easy without the need to repairs. Alright, and the old man's grandparts are over. What I wanted to talk to you about was the performance. You see, we engineers here in the base can help you tune up the M.A.S.S, provided you have the technologies for us. I can help you redirect power management or install new controllers into the system, up to your likings. Remember though, that each piece of hardware can only be tuned up a certain way, and we can't have everything. In regards of how tuning works, we engineers classify each development branch into main units and subunits. Each main unit provides slots where we can put in subunits. For engines and operating systems, we can slot in subunits of different levels together. Architectures and techs are a different beast though. Techs will provide special abilities to your M.A.S.S unit, but the only ones with the highest level will work if the subunits have similar abilities, unless the manual says that they can work together or stack. Just come ask me if you want to tune it up some way, alright lad?
We don't have anything researched, so there's nothing to actually select. Before we move on, we're going to go to weapons. And so I'll demonstrate a little bit. We have up to 8 preset melee weapons per frame. So this is frame hanger 1, which is called the basic frame for right now. These are the damage attributes, and for whatever reason, weapons 4 and 8 already have damage attributes, but I don't have the knowledge, so if I click something that says I need architecture nodes, we will, for the purposes of the first battle, not use those nifty weapons yet, but I will kind of show you what's going on. So this is the similar idea as the armor: assemble, paint, and decal. We're just going to really go with the main stuff here. So we got grip. This grip will help determine what kind of weapon style we're using. So for example, if I take this knuckle, actually, you know, we'll start with like this polearm. So this polearm and the blade now turns into spear wielding style when before it was sword wielding style. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to change the sword into such, we'll say, like this knuckle. And now it becomes mace wielding style. It requires both hands. If I hit shift, I don't have the technology to do wield hammers, so I don't know if I'd ever be able to. And we're just going to call this mace style, just for now. Alright, so that's basically how you do weapons. And if we were to take a look at it, we see that this is two-handed, and this polearm features these 2 slots. So like this would be one-handed. So you don't see any mods here. So we're going to cancel, and now we're going to go on to the gun. So this is bullets. We have bullets and we have energy. So let's take a look at bullets first. So the combat trigger, we can decide if we're going to do one-handed or two-handed. Even if I had a shield, it doesn't look like I can equip a shield and a one-handed gun at the same time, though I imagine in the future I can dual wield one-handed guns. We'll just go ahead and give myself a two-handed machine gun, and we'll change the barrel. Right now it's a one-shot, so it's more of a cannon than anything else, but I can also turn it to a Gatling gun. We're actually just keep the cannon for now. Alright, as for the energy weapon, we can decide two-handed, or we'll just go two-handed again as we did with the bullets, and we can decide between the one-shot or the multiple shots. So since we have the cannon here, we'll make this one the multiple shot one. This is your shoulder-mounted weaponry. It is among the most powerful weapons you'll have. Normally I would go ahead and equip 2, but we're not going to jazz up our unit too much right now. And I'll explain this magazine load and such once we start adding more things, because I want to kind of take it slow as I describe the game to you. Right now we have bullet pod and only this one. This 0% means the progress or in blueprints that I have for the next item. So this tells me this is going to fire 12 missiles. This tells me it'll fire 2 missiles. So so realistically, this is what you need to be looking for, and all this other stuff is just appearances. So I don't have anything to change it with. And while this is just a warhead, I still don't have a warhead to change it with, so that doesn't matter. But it is a very powerful weapon, and you should definitely take it with you. Finally, this is a little drone that flies around you, and it just basically shoots the bad guys automatically. There's not much I can do with it. Alright. So we have a mace, and we'll go ahead and take in one other weapon. Why don't we bring in... How about a knife-wielding style? There. And we'll name this Knife Style. I'm very bad at creativity. So, it's silly that I'm playing a game that meant to endorse creativity. Oh, yeah, and I could also paint them. We'll worry about that later. I don't want to spend 4 hours in the single build session. I figure as I play the game, as I advance the game, we'll showcase more and more of things. There's no multiplayer yet. Co-op and PvP it's in development. Let's go ahead and hit mission, and we'll go into the next area. Yes, sir. Alright, I'll call the commander immediately. Ah, you came at a good time, Commander. Well, the mission it is, right after we sent in our name. Guess they had something around the area waiting. I'll get images running on the main monitor so they can brief us on the objectives of the mission. Hello, Agent Kunai. Sorry for the wait. Our commander is ready. You can start the briefing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Reina. And hello there, Commander of the Mech Marauders. I'm Kenta Murakami, an agent of the WDF. Call name Kunai.
Commander, why are you laughing? This is a formal conversation. We need to do everything by the rules. Can't skip the introductions, Commander.
Just like you always were, aren't you? You're Commander now. You need to abide by the rules.
Kunai showed the slightest smile you could see. He's a stern guy that helped train you when you were learning the ropes to be a pilot. You always thought he's an unsociable person, but he's actually just too serious in his work. That smile is something you don't see often from a guy like Kunai.
Back to the missions.
We have reports that one of the main signal broadcasting stations of the North Pacific Union has malfunctioned. That station is located in inner areas of Izmoil Canyon. It's reported a few days ago, and we just don't have someone available in the area. Until now.
Izmoil Canyon? That place is...
Sounds familiar, right? It's an old abandoned bunker from the old days. There's no human living in the vicinity, but we still use it as a signal broadcasting station until today. WDF had plans to send a maintenance team down there to fix it, but we need to be sure it's safe to do so.
And that's the gist of our mission?
Correct. We would like you to destroy any quarks in the area so we can send in our maintenance team. From the looks of it, there'll be quite a few as we've detected a spike in void energy before the signal was cut off. Okay, that's all the briefing of this mission. You can start the operation as soon as you're ready. Wait for your report. Be careful, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Agent Kunai. We'll report it as soon as possible. Briefing over. Sounds simple enough, Commander. I think Ken is almost finished with her final setups. Whenever you're ready, we can take on the mission.
You look at the pilot seat located in the middle of the briefing room. This is the moment of truth. This is your first official mission for your PMC. Taking a seat in the system will link you to your M.A.S.S, and you'll be launched into the battlefield as the first step towards helping humanity. Patrol and assess mission area on the cause of relay tower malfunctioning. Feels like kind of a gentle landing there.
Mission start.
You're arriving near the first relay tower. Void particle concentrations are thin, but be careful. Wait, there are quarks all around, Commander. Take care of them first.
Alright, so let's talk about these pickups. The thing right in front of me, right there, that is a blueprint. It's just parts of one. You have to collect enough blueprints to be able to form a new piece of armor. So let's go and collect it. And so we get Assault Mark III shoulder and a propulsive barrel. Don't worry too much about it. You'll just basically collect things randomly, and you need a lot of parts, so you'll pretty much be sweeping through them all. Over here we have that pyramid thing again. That's the materials, so that's carbonite. Right here we have sparkles. That's your battle points. So if you see in the top right, I have 480 battle points. As I collect that, I get more points, and I think that translates into money. I don't know. Now, just so you're aware, if you don't collect everything, but by the time you exit the mission, you don't actually automatically pick up all the stuff. So you must, if you want to collect it, you must walk into it. I have tested it out.
The next tower should be beyond the canyon. Proceed through and clear out the quarks.
Now, there is a pause while you're fighting, but you can avoid the pause if you boost, if you sprint, or switch weapons. So, let me finish off these guys, then I'll demonstrate. Alright, so let's demonstrate. Now, let's go ahead and start swinging this normally. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a big pause. I'm mashing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's me still mashing. I didn't get to a 5th swing. Now let's try that again with this hammer. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a big pause. Alright, so we see that there's 4 swings each. So let's try swapping between our knife and our hammer as we are swinging. 1, 2, 3, switch. 2, 3, switch. This also works in the air as well. So if I jumped, so my ability to move forward is actually greatly extended by constantly switching.
Alright, Commander, we've covered all the malfunctioning towers. From your camera feed, we can see that they were attacked by quarks. I'm reading large energy signals over there. Please check it out, Commander. Unexpected threat, Commander. More quarks incoming. Take extreme caution.
Alright, so let's explain. The orange bar beneath his health is how much stun he has. Right now he's immune, so when they're glowing a lot, they're immune to your attacks. Once I get that orange bar down, he'll be stunned again. And the reason why I was picking on the little guys was, in fact, I thought I'd make the battle more exciting by doing so.
Great work, Commander. That big one was a surprise. Now I'll compile all the data we acquired and I'll report back to the WDF. You can set the course to return, Commander. See you when you get back.
Alright, so that's everything. I picked up all the loot. Our character is pretty badly hurt. So let's immediately employ all this stuff. So now we're going to go into the building phase. So this next section I'll be building. Moving your hands around for more than a few minutes, you finally finish setting up your M.A.S.S frame to return to base on autopilot. It would take at most a few hours to reach where you are from the mission area. Welcome back, Commander. You did great out there. Everyone at the base was excited with your first mission. Uncle Kale is very relieved to see it went well. Would you mind meeting with him for now? Let's go to development first and see what we can get. So now we have just a little bit of stuff. So this is the engine. We'll just go and pick one up. So that's leveled up. So the parts of the engine are these. So this is the engine itself, and that's important. You see gear slots 3. So these would be the gears. Let's just go ahead and pick a couple of these. So we'll say metal platings. Apparently that's all I have resources for. So we're done with that. And I do anything I can apparently level up my exoscale OS. Our architecture. Where's siege frame? Okay, there we go. Nope. Alright, so we'll work towards that. Now let's hit the tuning.
Oi, lad. I see you're in good condition after that first mission. As a veteran, it's always good to see the pilot doing fine. In the old days, where we still need to get out there and risk getting injured with all the void particles, I would wear a protective suit and have you run by the doctors over anything already. Those things itch a lot, I tell you.
You remember Kale telling you, before he joined the company, that he was once a very esteemed frontier engineer that was working alongside the mechs with pilots inside them. He sometimes jokingly say that they had to remove pilots crippled from the void particles from their mechs.
Now it's all long-range controls. If only we were able to invent all these earlier, more of the pilots would have survived.
In your history lessons, you once saw footage of large construction machineries defending a building against quarks. It is said that old men and women pilot these things to stall for time, and the only thing they can recover were these machines to be cleaned and rebuilt.
So, can I assume you're perfectly fine? I was afraid your feedback transmission system would hurt you, but seeing this thing stand tall with just minor damages? Yeah, I was too worried about you, lad. Or maybe it was because of King Dola's handiwork. You may be right. That grandchild of mine was a genius after all. But, you know, being a person of my age, I don't want youngins like her working this hard. She should have a more entertaining childhood. That means you as well, Commander. If I ever see you work too hard, I'll smack some sense into you and have Raina lock you up in a treatment room. Sorry about my rants. I just want to see you in the flesh after the first mission. It seems my worries were for nothing. You look as healthy as ever. Felt good to come out of retirement to this. Thanks, lad. Now I need to continue my work. Seeing you guys like this, I need to train better engineers, so we'll work better.
As quickly as the old man came for you, he vanished into the crowd of engineers cheering. He smiled. This is what a successful mission feels like, huh? Alright. So we got the loaded engine. And we got metal plating, so that's pretty much all we have. If I want to go back to the reverse engine for whatever reason, I can. And we can see here that if I did do so, I would get more durability but less power. Upgrade our exoscale and just slap these on. Standard frame, combat, temple preserver. There we go. It has been a few days now from your last mission. You've been thinking a lot on Kale's words last time, and now that you've got some time without any missions, it's working hard on getting things better on ground. With the last mission showing how things can turn out and what your preferred styles are, your crew members are adjusting themselves to your needs without fail. Talking more with everyone helps. You've been dead set on becoming a pilot that just follows orders from the WDF. Now you've got much more responsibilities, and you need to learn from every aspect possible. Commander, there's a mission posted by the WDF requiring help from anyone who's available. By my calculations, we will still be making a profit, and it'll be beneficial to every side. Come meet me at the mission briefing room when you're ready. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to frames. And I've already prepared a second frame. This is the exact default model, just colored blue. Let's select him. Alright, let's take a look at our armor and see if there's anything new we can equip. I'm looking for anything that says 100%. Got a 75% there. Alright, no new armor pieces, so we'll stay with the default look. It's just blue. It still looks different from other people's playthrough because of that reason, just something slightly different. What about grip? Do we have any new grips? No. Any new... Okay, we do have a new kind of blade. So let's go ahead and go with that. And why do we want paint it this time? So now we get to select which of our paint styles. So for example, I can make... So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of this and we're just going to paint it gunmetal, or we'll paint it for now. Now we'll unselect everything and start painting them one at a time. So this is the glowing section right here. That'll be the back part of the blade, so we'll make that copper. This is this little section here, we'll make that dark orange is good enough. 3, that's this front part here, we'll make it red metal. And then we'll hit select, and there we go. So this is our first blade, long metal blade. Nothing special, it just works. Alright, so now we can still do the grip. If I wanted to, I can change the grip to this. And now we have a basic sword. We'll make things a little bit different though. We'll put this as a knuckle, so now it is a guitar. And let's go ahead and paint it. Alright, and those make number 2. There we go, that looks good enough. So that is long metal blade, so this is how that works. So we're going to equip a shield as well. We'll name it Shield. So handle, we don't have any new handles, we don't have any new other parts, so it's just this. We can paint it, so why don't we just give it a real quick any color. There we go. Alright, this is our bullet shooter, it's the cannon. Let's see if we have any new parts. We do have this, we'll immediately build that. The light machine trigger. It is twice as heavy, it is still one-handed, so we'll use that. As for the barrel, looks like we can upgrade to this. Now the motion just means that it has moving parts. It doesn't mean that, as far as I know, it does not mean that you run better or do anything better, like have better aim while you're moving. So this is still a one-shot weapon, so that pretty much indicates that this is going to be an explosive weapon. So as a result, why don't we go ahead and paint that something explosive-y. I was trying to hit 2 there. Alright, looks like a giant Nerf gun. Let's keep moving. Actually, let's go ahead and do equip. Nothing new. Nothing new here. Now because I had changed frames, all the weapons changed with it back to the defaults. Or whatever I had set before that. Alright, let's go and paint them real quick. Anything. Make it silver. And copper. I'm just slapping down stuff, obviously. So it's not just a hunk of gray that's on my shoulders. Alright, so projectiles, nothing new. For this, I do have the detector launcher, so you know what, we'll go ahead and go with that. So we have a giant box on our shoulders instead of a triangle. Alright, we're gonna actually equip 2 of them. So, can I hit copy? Is that how this works? I don't know if I'm doing this right. No, that did not work. I think that was accessories. Alright. Real quick, select that. And we're gonna paint it. We'll just paint it any color. There we go. Alright, so I'm equipped with 2 of these, and the reason why is you can see here is 50%. If I have only one equipped, it's 100%. So I'm basically sharing my ammo between both of these missile launchers. The thing is they auto-reload whether or not they're equipped at the same time. So let's say I fire this. It would take you, I don't know, we'll say 40 seconds to reload that missile launcher to completion. You can still fire before it's finished reloading. But rather than waiting, I could just switch to this one and fire again. This, we're not going to worry too much about it. I don't think there's anything special in the... I don't think there's anything in the game yet about these. I think they're pretty much all the same. So we'll go and get for the tactical launcher. Then we'll change up the colors just a tiny bit. There we go, purple. And rosy gloss. So this is... we've set up... let's see, a Qatar. Now this is the weapon with shock. 4 and 8 are the important ones, so we'll probably tinker with that a little more in the future, but this is what we'll run with now. Again, I don't want to spend 3 hours in the build mode. I want to show off enough and just have a balanced diet. So we've got all the stuff set up. I did already sneak into tuning and then put everything back. So we're gonna go on to the next mission